This one's for the culture. Me and wifey in the room thinking of a master plan, thinking how we can influence the culture from where we stand. Knowing that our steps are ordered by the master's hand, still 10 toes down, we ain't switching up the stance. The mission of this music ain't just to make them dance, trying to tell them about the rock.
And welcome, surprise! We have a bonus episode because the world stood still over the last couple of days, and we felt it was our obligation our duty to talk to you all about the great, the iconic, the influential Kanye West. So I am, as you all know, the great, not nearly as iconic or legendary as Kanye West, Mr. Ray Bond on Twitter and Mr. Bond Chronicles on Instagram. And I have my great host here,
Mrs. Bond Chronicles on Instagram, Ms. Bond Chronicle on Twitter, but I'm probably gonna change that now that I don't think that sounds right. So I'm just gonna have to fix it.
Great. We're gonna get right into it. We had Thursday
evening.
Thursday evening in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Atlanta Falcons Stadium. Kanye.
Took over.
Is it just Kanye West in the middle name?
I have no idea, actually.
We'll have to look that up. But Kanye West had an album listening party like no one has ever had an album listening party.
Go big or go home.
So his return to music after the pandemic took place. And I thought it was great. For starters, it started about 2 hours late. I was logged in. I think it was supposed to start at 8 p.m. He led with a commercial there was some Nike signage, but I think it was a Beats by Dre commercial. So he's been doing a lot of Nike stuff recently. So I don't know what's happening, but
maybe you'll finally get those Red Octobers.
If I ever get those Red Octobers, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me a thing. I will run them into the ground, but I will be wearing them. I will not flip them, even though that'll be a lot of money to try and turn down.
Facts.
But some things you just got to do. But with that being, speaking of which, Kanye wore all red. He had his new Gap jacket and some new, I believe they're 1020 Kanye. They're like boots. I like them a lot. No. Like the internet also liked them.
Yeah.
You didn't see the Kanye's outfit?
I didn't see anything.
What do you be doing? This is our job now.
Thursday was a busy day.
But he's been
Friday
everywhere.
was a super busy day. I haven't even really been on social media.
Since.
All these people wish me happy birthday. Like, it's been a really busy weekend. I can't wait to take a really long nap during the boys' nap tomorrow. Those things are hideous.
You are tripping.
Those things are hideous.
Okay. Well, we have a detractor in the room. Not surprising there with her high fashion.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I thought the shoes were dope. I thought the outfit was a lot of red. It was symbolic of his favorite anime, from what I understand, Akira, which I'm going to go watch at some point and hopefully the next week. And what is that? Where is that?
I'll be trying. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's nothing in here.
That's where's your phone?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. I don't know. That was a vibration. We've talked about the government listening before. Now they're shaking our whole home. But yeah, so I was really impressed by just the creativity of Kanye. Well, that shouldn't be surprising.
No, yeah.
Definitely one of the greatest creators of our generation. Maybe ever.
I'm going to just go out on a limb and say ever. Like, it was a lot in the 80s when hip hop first came about for them to do everything that they were doing with beats and records and all that. Like, that pioneering obviously paved the way for Kanye to become Kanye. Mm-hmm. But Kanye picked up the torch and ran with it. Just so far beyond anything anyone who's ever thought about being a producer has ever done. He is your favorite producer's favorite producer.
Yeah.
And their favorite producer. Like, it's crazy.
And I think that's the part, and I think we might have had this conversation earlier when we did top like favorite rappers or artists or something. But for him to be the tier of producer he is, the tier of rapper he is, and the tier of designer that he is.
Designer.
Okay, you can hate. He helped produce Virgil, who's it with Off White and everything else. And the Yeezy brand has made him the richest rapper in the world.
Right, but like there's outside of which ones I like. I like the 350s. Like those are dope.
Listen, this is almost like Ice or Ish in their music takes when you start talking about sneaker culture.
This is true. I am not as well versed as you are.
Like it's not just me. It's what the culture says. And he produces heat like he's been making Yeezys for with just Adidas. No. Every shoe basically he's ever produced sells out like instantly.
Because it's Kanye West.
People, no, but it's not. I mean, it is. You're right. It is. But like people, like I bought the jacket recently, and I won't get it till hopefully winter.
Hopefully, we'll get this $200 plastic leather bag. I hope it's really dope. Bag. I don't a plastic puffer. Yes. I can't wait to see it in person.
But that's the thing. There's so many of you on the internet that kill him. Like I would never wear that. I would never do that. And then he puts it out, and it sells out instantly. And people resell it for double, triple, quadruple the value.
And I'm good with that. Fashion is a thing. Like everybody has their own flow, their own style, all their own stuff. And I said I like the 350s.
But my point is, he's up here at like everything. And so listening to the album, and I was you were coming back from I think a birthday dinner. I was
still there.
Were you? Okay. And so I was trying to explain to her how it sounded, and I didn't have the words.
I'm sitting. Oh no! I think at that point I was on my way home, and I'm looking at the text message. I'm just like celestial.
Like I was like, I finally came with like angelic, like the. And apparently this is the unfinished version, but the sound. There was not a bunch of drums, but it was just.
He's still in awe.
I'm still in awe. And then there's the features, and there's a bunch of features you didn't even know were coming. And it culminated with a Jay-Z verse at the end,
which I will be really excited to hear.
Which apparently happened like that day, which we'll get into just a moment. What I knew was going to come after that. But then I saw pictures of 2 Chainz there. I saw a bunch of rappers and artists that were all in attendance, a bunch of social media pages, Spiritual Word, I think Shade Room and other people went live at the event. Like, it was an event.
Bananas.
And that just speaks to Kanye. You can hate him for his MAGA hat, for his Trump support. You could say he wasn't the best husband to the Kardashians, if you want to argue that. You can say he's been off his meds and he was in a sunken place. You can talk all that trash you want about Kanye West.
Which people do.
But when Kanye come, people come too.
I know I saw while I was at dinner, I was just trying I really did want to watch the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
I was very torn between trying to tap in while I was at dinner.
Right.
But then I saw that you posted. So I'm just sitting here waiting for Kanye to do something. And then I saw Daryl. He posted, He's like, I feel really bad that this guy's got me sitting here listening to like stadium sounds.
There was no music. It was just the sounds of a stadium. And I don't know if anybody has ESPN app, but it just played like this. It sounded like canned stadium noise for an hour and about 45 minutes. There was like one time there was somebody that did a mic check for all of like 2 to 3 seconds, and you just kept waiting. And so I had it on upstairs, and then I was cooking dinner for the kids. So then I was coming downstairs. I put it on my phone because it was through Apple Music. So shout out to Apple Music. And I was just waiting. And every time I would walk up the stairs, because I had it loud, because that's how I listen to it. You would just hear this stupid audience noise, and you could hear certain people talking. They were at one point they were panning through all the stadium, and then they were finally like, I guess they got feedback that people were sick of seeing the audience. So then they just went to a black screen with Kanye West presents Donda. And the other part to Daryl's point was not only did Kanye have this much control over us, no one was really angry.
Yeah, and that was a surprising thing. Like I still, again, I haven't been on social media that much this past weekend, but I don't think I've seen any feedback of people pissed that he had them sitting in a stadium for 2 hours not for nothing, because eventually they did listen to the album, but with nothing, no sort of entertainment. Like they didn't even have like old Kanye playing. Like
they didn't have the screens weren't on.
They were just sitting there.
Field, it was just a white surface. Like they played the commercial a couple times at the beginning before it even started, and after that went away. And they played that like 4 times. So it's like, all right, I'm sick of seeing that. But yeah, it was incredible. The foresight for someone to have literally an album listening party in a stadium, and it's like I think it says like 55,000 people.
And it was sold out.
Like, that's nuts. And then this is coming off of a gospel wave. So
yeah,
no one had any idea what there hasn't been. I haven't heard any leaks. I hadn't seen an official track list or feature list, and people still came out. He could have came out there and played opera. No one had any idea what we were even listening or waiting for, but we were waiting anxiously, patiently. There were times I was like, he's going to come out and say, sorry, it's canceled. I just knew he was going to do that. And I wouldn't have even been that upset.
Yes, you would have.
Like, I would have, but I wouldn't have, because I knew something was coming. I saw too much stuff on social media, and Justin LeBoy's running around with like a boy, just spewing a bunch of inaccurate facts. It's coming tonight. Then it's not coming.
And that's the part that we have to get to. So I did not. People waited for the album for 2 hours, got to listen to it if you were able to tap into Apple Music or whatever streaming platforms else they were putting it on. And then that was with the expectation that the album was going to drop at midnight.
Right.
So by the time I got home, I was like, oh, well, we can kick it for a few minutes. The album should be out. 12 o'clock comes, 12 o'clock goes, no album.
Twitter is on fire.
We waited maybe another 30 minutes, just to see if it was going to get a technical glitch of people trying to listen to it as soon as it came out. Still no album. At time of recording, still no album. But earlier, Sunday morning? Or late Saturday night, a tweet went out saying that the album is actually going to come out August 6th. And so we, as avid Kanye fans that we are, it's like, are you about to redo the whole album, Kanye? Because you let people listen to what seemed like a finished product. But then we find out that he's renting out the
entire Mercedes-Benz stadium.
He's built a studio there. He's got people flying in from wherever they can come from to finish the album. 2 Chainz, like you said, 2 Chainz was there. We saw that Chris Brown is apparently going to be a feature on the album now. And he was just so overcome with the emotion of the crowd, of people, and all the love and respect that he gets because of the legacy that his mother left in Atlanta. I guess there was just this wave of inspiration that has overtaken him to the point where now that there seems to be a lot of things that he wants to do. I don't know if the album's going to be any longer because I haven't heard it yet now.
It seemed like it would have to be. But yeah, so the target date is August 6th. I think we have between the time you guys are listening to this and when the Atlanta Falcons play football in the stadium, because he has basically told them, because like you said, the emotion and the energy from the listening party, he wants to stay in that space. And so by staying in that space, he's literally living there. He's brought a chef in. He has built a studio there. He has built living quarters there. And he's basically told, I guess, Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, whatever it costs, I got it.
Which he does. I mean,
which he definitely does. And at midnight, he released the jackets, the black version. So,
and he got his money.
He's got.
He's gotten a lot of money from the bonds.
Outside of you, my family, and God, Kanye's probably got the most amount of my money over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Pharrell's got a lot too, but Kanye's definitely got.
I think because Kanye, you mostly buy shoes.
Yeah,
and those run.
Yeah,
what they run.
Yeah, so
I would give him more of my money if I could ever get hit on the shoes. Like there's been like 4 pairs that I've wanted and to no avail.
Well, Yeezy Day is coming up, so
I'm gonna try again.
You can share our success or failures in that at a later time. I think definitely newsworthy, which is I'm happy but perplexed, is Kim, all the kids, and Chloe were all present.
Scott too.
Scott too? I didn't see Scott. That's interesting. But I guess he doesn't really have a problem. Chloe has recently did say that Kanye would be her brother for life. By no indication that I've seen did they interact. Did Kanye interact with them? But they obviously had great seats and they were there. I think I did see him maybe with a kid.
Well, you're not gonna bring my kids to my show and I don't get to see them. So
well, I don't. It's not so much that he didn't get to see him. It's just it seemed like he had a lot going on. There's a Kanye Day in Atlanta, which I don't know where that came from because he's not from there. I don't think
it's because of his mom.
Was that for her too? I know she taught at.
I think Clark. She taught at a couple schools. I thought down there.
Dang, I can't remember. But yeah, they gave him like an honorary doctorate or something. What did they give him? There was I posted it somewhere. And we actually need to charge this. But basically he got an award on behalf of his mom for her, I think 20 years she taught at a school there. And I'm going to try and pull it up quickly. I don't want to take too much of the time on it, and I'm under images, so that's not going to work. Yeah, I can't find it. Yeah, that didn't tell me either. I'd have to search through Twitter, but it's available. You guys have Google. And so he got awarded. So there was a lot of other things going on top of him trying to, I believe, mix and master the album to a level that would be up to standard for the stadium and the audience that was there. So the other thing I thought in relation to the Kim and Chloe aspect was the way in which there's a song, and I wasn't tracking the song titles. There was nothing on the screen to tell you what song was coming, who was on it. You just listen, and Travis Scott. Listen. Is that Pop Smoke? Listen. Is that Lil Durk? Is that Lil Baby? Is that every major artist that's a major artist at this point in time outside of maybe Drake that was available? So it was just, you didn't really know. It was just like thing after thing after thing, this wave and roller coaster of emotions. But one of the emotions in that was there was a song about him and Kim's divorce. And it was hard to listen to. Like, just the content was like him pleading for not to leave. And there was a point where he talked about one of the children and saying, "Daddy, we miss you," or something along those lines. And to have them there and play that, I would hope he gave them a heads up, but he literally crumpled to the ground with emotion. And he did that on a number of occasions with some of the songs where he said a total of 0 words for the entire time. But it was such an authentic feeling, energy, and the sounds and the content and him as he walked around the stadium. It was just something that I don't know if it's going to be one of those, you remember where you were when this happened, but it was monumental to me in music. And I will be very curious to see, because of his influence, how many more people follow. And since then, at Rolling Loud over the weekend, a bunch of people are now wearing the face mask that he's been wearing for months. And so you just continue to see, one, the people that support him, the people that come out for him. Pusha T was also on the album, but just his level of influence on
everything he touches,
everything that he touches is just, it's unlike anything we've seen. And so no, I was definitely impressed. I am still very, very excited. I liked the gospel switch to Jesus is King. I like the Sunday service choir. I know a lot of people were off of him for that transition.
We enjoyed it though.
He won a Grammy for best gospel artist or album. I don't remember. So that just goes to show you his greatness. And so yeah,
if we cared about the awards that Grammys give to people,
that's fair, because we don't. I will say this: I care when they give it to people I like, or when they don't rob people. When they give it to people that deserve it. When they rob people, it diminishes what the Grammys are. But
what's on Twitter?
Well, I was going to try and find it so that I could speak to it. I thought I reposted it or something, but I'm not. I thought I tagged you in it, but this is mine, so it's not going to show you. But yeah, that was really my take on it. I was pleasantly surprised. I was optimistic. The sound, again, I still don't have all the words. Like I said, angelic was probably the close. It's a lot of high, just emotional. Like you could just put it on in your room and like lose yourself.
And maybe that's why because he obviously studio sound is one thing, but listening to an album in an arena, and he heard it and he's like, this is missing this, and if I change this to this little bit to this little bit, it's going to bump that much harder when I go on tour. Let me go and make those changes now so that the album can be perfect and I release it and I do big numbers. Yeah. I don't know.
I do think, and I'm glad you mentioned that, I think that is the test here. I'm hoping is to see if he's going to do a stadium tour. And so the reason I say that is because I think it was the Joe Budden podcast where they were talking about recently that the On the Run tour wasn't really Jay-Z's tour. That was Beyonce's tour. And the idea that can a male rapper sell out a stadium tour? And so...
No, because Watch the Throne did numbers.
As an individual.
Oh. I mean, Jay-Z used to do numbers.
In stadiums or arenas? Madison Square Garden's an arena.
What's the difference?
Stadium is...
I know. I don't know. I would go see Jay-Z anywhere, personally. So, and you never went to the On the Run show. That show is dope for both of them.
I mean, I would expect it to be dope. Like I've seen Jay, and I know what Beyonce.
But their sets like equally dope. And then obviously when they were on the stage together, it was just magic. But yeah, dopeness.
Gotcha. And just for clarity, Dr. Donda West, yes, taught at Morris Brown College for nearly 2 decades. So that's why they presented him. The president presented him with a token of appreciation for his mom, which I'm sure also led to a lot of emotion. The album's named after her. So that's the other part I missed. She speaks throughout the album on a number of different snippets or clips, I guess you would call it. I'm guessing that obviously there were recordings of it, but no, that was also, that's how it started, was with her voice. So I'm just sure the emotion of, one, knowing that if the wife here, I guess you're still going through a divorce with, assuming that's true, is there. That's emotion. All the fans, emotion. I guess reuniting with Jay-Z the day of, because that's when the verse got dropped, emotion. Then getting a key to the city of Atlanta, emotion. And then getting a presentation from where your mom taught for 2 decades. Like, I can't imagine the emotion and the drain of a day like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And he still got through it all and did it his way. So now I was just even more impressed than I always am with him. So yeah, wanted to give you guys some bonus content. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, not currently. Like I said, I'm excited to hear the album. I'm a Kanye fan through and through. I don't think he's put out anything that I didn't enjoy. Even 808s and Heartbreaks. Like, I'm a fan, so I'll definitely be waiting for the album to come out.
Cool. Well, we will definitely be doing an album review of that.
For sure.
We are got some stuff in store. We'll be going to a festival here in October. Shout out to her and all of that.
Even with my pregnant belly, I'm going to be out there. I'm so excited about this show. Lights On Festival.
Yes, indeed. So if you haven't got your tickets,
it's probably too late.
It's possible. Back of My Mind album, still super dope. Still love it. Still playing it regularly. God bless y'all. And y'all know how I do. In life, things happen. And you have the power to choose what you do. Choose wisely. And again, always bet on you, because that's what Kanye would do.